Voices of Ndi Anambra, our pride, our voice.
Welcome once again to the Voices of Ndi Anambra podcast. Thank you so much for the following. Thank you so much for the shares. Thank you so much for making this podcast go well and viral. Welcome again to another edition. My name is Uche Chukwu Ebenam. You can call me Jasmine, and as usual, I'm not alone inside here. I can never be alone inside here. In fact, I'm a Liverpool fan. Yes, we never walk alone. What's the best way to tell me? So, Favor.
Oh, hi, Jasmine. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. We had lots of fun this week.
Yes.
We had the Children's Day, went to Fun City, the Children's Day. A lot of things happened.
As a child that you are now.
Yes, no, me, I like to.
I like to say I'm God's child, anyways. My mother's child.
I always look forward to Children's Day, and then June is here, and we have the Father's Day in the month of June. So we have a lot of things to talk about. But today, about Children's Day, we have youths also.
Yes.
And we have one important thing to talk about today, and which is the One Youth Two Skills initiative of Mr. Governor. That is what we want to talk about today. The first phase, we had an amazing turnout.
Massive turnout. Yeah.
Second phase, no be small matter. No be small matter. Even to the point that people thought that Mr. Governor was joking when he said he was going to give seed capital to the first set of people that started. It's a lie. Which kind of capital? Not the normal government. Do another thing. But now we have seen
we are shocked.
Mr. Governor is Mr.
Talk and do indeed.
He do what he has done.
He does as he said.
So after the first phase, we went to the second phase, and people now came like
over 8,000 people.
A lot of people. I thought the ones that all of them had been there as before. I see them that want to play. I said, we have to take a look at what's going on there. The journey so far, where they start from, where they go,
where they are right now.
Things that have been impacted by this.
Yes.
And who better to
talk to on this matter.
To this. And of course, after all this talk, why don't talk like this? It will not be complete if we don't have someone from that circle, someone who has benefited. Yeah. Because we want to hear the voice of Ndi Anambra, and these people are now breathing, sleeping the spirit of Anambra, which is the spirit of being an enterprising youth. Yeah. And with us is Prince Rabu Chukwu Weze, who is a One Youth Two Skill beneficiary. Good morning. Wonderful day to you, my dear. Welcome to Voice of Ndi Anambra.
Yes, thank you, Jasmine and Favor. It's a huge pleasure for me to be here, for us to come and tell Ndi Anambra what the solution governor has been doing, has been bringing solution to the problems of the youths in Anambra. But before I continue, I want to join in your banter because I can't be intimidated here. You say you're not working alone, and she's wearing a blue.
Blues.
I'm a gunner. So,
I beg.
And,
Ghana, you guys are gone. You guys are.
Wait, we're not turn this one to a youth football club. We also have Solution FC, right?
Yeah.
But today we're talking about One Youth Two Skills.
Yeah, today I just needed to show. I said I didn't want to be intimidated by both of you.
We understand.
Okay. I know, and my father is a Rangers fan, so yes.
Right.
So going forward, the One Youth Two Skill empowerment program is a game changer in area of youth empowerment. All over the country, this is the first time that you see a well articulated, thought out, organized, and specialized youth empowerment initiative. We give the governor kudos for this kind of empowerment.
Yeah.
Initially you just see politicians, they just come gather youth in one place, maybe for 1 week or 2 weeks. They say they do youth empowerment. After that, they just share handouts to them. They just go there and use them 1 or 2 things. And then, so this time around, you see that the governor just sustainable empowerment. Because like Ndi Bos Nana Alwal and Alum Mad. So this is a way of the governor, Alum Mad. You understand? And everybody that participated in the program is giving the governor a huge thumbs up. You understand? And offshoots from the success and the success of the scheme, that the beneficiaries came up together and formed what they now call SYPSG.
We're still going to come to that.
Okay. But yes. So about the program, the 1U2 Skill Initiative is in 5 phases.
Okay.
Yes. The first one is we have the apprenticeship scheme.
Okay.
This apprenticeship scheme is where the youths are now, selected across the states, and then they are sent to a master trainer. That's the master trainer is the person whom they are going to learn the skill from.
That's the one boy system.
Yes, you understand. The kind of boy, but it's in the formal way. Yeah.
Okay.
So you are sent to a master trainer who will guide you for a period of mostly 6 months, and after that, they will be qualified for any of the empowerment. But in the course of this apprentice scheme, the 1U2 skill cover the 65 different skill area. And then the first phase.
In the first phase or in the second phase?
Okay, no, both the first and second phase.
Okay, that's
64.
The first phase I think was 21 skills.
No, it was more than. But the first phase was 40 skill areas. Then the second phase 65 skill areas, because other skill were not added to the second phase.
Generally, it was over 100.
65 skill areas.
You said 40 and
in the first phase, then maybe like 25 extra.
Okay, that's
were
65.
now added to that for making it 65 in the second phase. So they will have 5,000 beneficiaries in the first phase, and then in the second phase 8,300 beneficiaries. Whereby with the first phase we had 418 master trainers. And then the second phase, we have 634 master trainers. And the good thing about the program is that all the 326 political wards and 181 communities in Anambra State, they had a training center there. So you don't need to go to Oka or Newi or the city centers. No, from your village, from your political ward. In fact, even from your plea unit, you can participate in the program.
Your the local government areas, the wards and communities and all that. The process of selection, how would you describe it? Was there any, I have to know somebody that knows somebody that will not know somebody that would put me into the system?
Okay, no. This is just that, like I said earlier, that this is a game changer. You understand? We just, during the process, for instance, you follow them on the social media, different social media handles of the 1U2 Skill Initiative, whether Facebook or Instagram, any of the social media platforms. Then the traditional rulers, the president generals of the Federal Union, and then some clerics too. The announcements was taken even in the churches. They announced when they were commencing. Some of the priests, they announced it in different churches. You understand? And then the Igwes, the president generals too, they were told to get their people on board in the program. And then the platform, the website was opened, where people can apply online.
It's free.
Of course,
free.
Nobody asks you for anything.
No payments.
At all.
No, let me buy phone for 500 naira.
At all.
And then I'm begging kitchen.
No. It was mostly on the first come, first serve, because yes, Mr. Governor is always intentional in whatever he does, because the Honorable Commissioner for Youth and Sports, Mr. Patrick Aya Mba, is a very thoroughbred person and very thoroughbred person, professional. So he didn't even look at the IMMM, man, no man. I know you, I know you, I know you. He was very strict on the way people were onboarded in the program.
So there was transparency.
Yes, on the first go, he said he wanted people that needs the empowerment to get it.
Okay.
So the commissioner, in line with the governor's agenda, made sure that the right people got on the program.
So was this limited to like an age range?
Yes, of course, between 18 years and 40 years. That was the age range. Yeah, because instead of 35, he said, okay, let's push it to 40. So so between 18 years and 40 years, so people that were captured in the program.
So that's like the youth.
Yeah, of course. Because that's what we call it, 1U2 skills.
Yes.
You understand? So that we know. I told you that the program is in 5 different segments. So we are still at the first session, which is the apprenticeship scheme. So in the second area, we'll have the entrepreneurship scheme. So in this scheme now, it's like when you're learning to earn. Yeah, that is after the skill has been imparted on you. Then we brought in the governor brought in Unizik Business School to come for 1 month.
Wow.
The youths were trained, to impart.
So it's not just to collect skill, it's also to learn how to make money.
Make money
Yes.
from the skill we
That will
collected.
benefit you.
And most
Because
importantly,
you can make money, but you don't know how to.
most importantly, the financial management aspect of the
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Very
When they give you
important.
money, how you going to use
How you
it,
manage
when
it.
you access loan, when you get grant.
Mm.
You understand? So
Yes.
1 month, everybody was taught that by Unizik Business
School.
Yes, and in the first phase, the program had 22 because Unizik Business School in affiliation with EDIs. There's what they call the Entrepreneurial Development Institutes that partnered Unizik. Unizik was the central coordinating body.
Okay.
These other affiliate institutes now, come to yes, they developed the scheme in line with the government's agenda for the EDIs to now follow up. So
Okay.
yes, across the 21 local government
Wow.
areas, we had centers.
So everything that you spreads across.
It was very structured, yes. You understand now. And in this scheme too, we have in the first phase, we had 22 EDIs. And in the second phase, we have 40 EDIs because the number increased.
Yeah.
But the first phase of empowerment was 5,000 people,
Yeah.
while the second phase of empowerment was 8,300
8,300.
people. So that was the whole aspects of this second phase.
So all of these people Anambrarians.
No, that's the icing on the cake in
Because
this
first it
program.
tells you, the Ndi Anambra people will give. They want you to.
Because that's how every other person
Ndi
does
Anambra
it.
people also want to know. Is it
No.
only for Ndi Anambra?
No. That's what I said, that the icing on the cake, like I always said that, Mr. Governor is a pan-Nigerian, is a nationalist, in fact, he's a Zikist, during his younger days. And everybody knows that you can see Nnamdi Azikiwe with one Nigeria.
Yes.
He detribalized Nigerian, that's what the governor is. And he was very intentional about it. He said that everybody who resides in Anambra, because it's either the person is paying tax or the father or the mother is paying tax.
Yes.
So that automatically qualifies you to benefit from the government. So
Wow.
as long as you're a taxpayer in Anambra, of course you will participate. So in fact, like the people I trained, I had people from people were from Kogi, Benue, neighboring like Enugu, neighboring states, because I had 34 people under my center that I trained. So across, I'm from Bayelsa, across the nation, and it's on record that in the first phase of the scheme, we had people from 19 different states of the federation that participated in the first phase.
Wow.
While in the second phase, we had people from 31 states that
Wow.
participated. So both from their data that we collected, you understand? So the governor is very, is a detribalized Nigerian, you understand? As far as you have something to offer to the Anambra, of course you come aboard.
Yeah, before we go to the people that you are training and how they now come about to start training them, what did you venture into? Which skill actually brought your mind in the One Youth Skill Initiative? And what were you doing before you found the One Youth Skill Initiative?
Okay, I'm an agropreneur, you understand? Yeah, so I was a master trainer in the scheme, you understand? So people were sent to me to train, yes, so in agriculture. Yeah, before the program came on board, yes, we had limited access to capital, you understand? So we used to do maybe 400, 500 tubers of yam annually. So, but as we got on board in the program, with the empowerment that came from it, like this planting session now, my farm, we're able to shoot to 6,000 tubers of yam currently.
Wow.
And we have we have employed 21 people because of our expansion. So they needed people to help more hands in the farm. So yes. So I can say that the program is a game changer and a life-changing one. So currently in our farm,
more knowledge and skill.
of course, yes, especially the EDI, the Unizik Business School initiative, fantastic. In fact, this is something maybe on your own you couldn't afford to do. When you want to pay for a business school, and this is what the governor does.
Expensive.
But for me, I'll say that should be one of the most critical aspects of this. People don't really talk much about that, but that knowledge was very impacting.
Yes.
Yeah, because it opens your eye to different ways and different methods of doing business, and it will increase your productivity and add more value to what you're doing. You can see the things you're doing wrongly, and then you can correct it, in a formal way. And also the visibility of the program, because it has huge following in social media.
Mm.
So it has created market for us.
Yeah.
Again, that's another side because in fact, before I harvest now, I have others waiting for me,
Wow.
which is something that was not happening before. But because the team, the network of the 1U2 skill program, you know, most of the people now, you have customers waiting for you. You understand?
Yeah.
Across all the skills, even have people that are sent wares abroad. We know them, you know, case stitches, Amma signature. Even they've all sent their wares to some clients in Australia, US, and the rest of them. So the program, you know, the governor was very intentional about it.
That's
and,
it.
it's very
you have
impactful.
exportable skill.
Yes, of course. No, the thing is that even the skill you have personally,
Yeah.
you need to refine it. Do you understand? To make it, you know, to take it to global. Yes.
Yes.
You know, even your talent. So then I say that the business school involvement for me is a game changer in this because since we are doing crudely, they will not give you an insight on how to do it
How
better.
to do it better.
And how to be able to market your way across the border. That's
so if I
very
get
key.
you right, even person we get what we did do before can as well still be a part,
of it.
Yeah, as a master trainer. Yeah, because
As a master trainer.
Yes.
You can come in as a master trainer.
Yes, where they send people to you to train. You understand?
Okay, that which you already knew.
Yes, because governor paid them. Do you understand?
Okay.
Because governor paid all the master trainers. They now sent trainees. You see the game changer there. So it's not where they bring you to one hall. You know what they do as empowerment for 1 week. No. So the professionals who are already into these skills over the years, busy tailoring, maids, hairdressing, salon maids, ICT, you know, most of the skills. So because the master trainers, before you become a master trainer, you pass through a process.
Okay.
The commissioner, they're going to vet you. They come to your shop to make sure that you actually have a shop. Those are not a political or you know what is a massage or whatever that you actually that you said you're doing.
Yes.
In fact, to tell you, the commissioner, you know, visited all the 634 training centers in monitoring.
Interesting.
In fact, when the commissioner, you know, is very energetic. He's a youth, you know, here. So even if some centers that he visited, if you're not absent, you are gone in the program.
You're not present.
Yes, if you're not present, you are gone in the program. If he comes at your shop,
strict monitoring.
the monitoring was intense, very intensive. He went to farms. He was in Anambra West. He came to Inzam. He came to Ulumbanasa. You know, those are the difficult to reach areas. In the
Yeah.
states. He was even on this boat.
Wow.
Yes, in the riverine areas. He was in the commission.
Area.
You know, so you understand? So even the commissioner was on boat to these communities on inspection. With him, he was on boat to those riverine communities in the state. So the like Osomala, those are difficult to reach area. In Obaro local government area. He was there on monitoring. Even at the heat of they said there was maybe some local government blah blah blah. No, he was at Ihiala for monitoring. He was at Opo. He was at Iseke. He was at Uli for monitoring. So it's so the two. In that area, we say that Mr. Governor, you know, in Patrick Ayamba appointed a square peg in the square hole because the monitoring was excellent.
Intense.
Yes.
So after giving out this seed grants.
So coming to the next level, you know, I said it was in 5 phases. So
Okay.
the third level now is the cooperative formation. So after the apprentice skill, where you learn the skill, then the entrepreneur, where you learned the financial management skill, then we came to the cooperative formation. So here now, the successful trainees are now grouped into cooperatives that according
Successful trainees mean those that get people they fall out.
yes, now because if you know it's a whole package. That one, yes, you should count yourself lucky that you're selected to be trained. Then along the line, if you don't meet up with it, then you fall out because
Like
there
a
are
school.
set, yes, of course, there are set guidelines. You don't go to, for instance, the center where they're training you, and because constitute nuisance there. Of course, because you have to be worthy both in character and
Yes.
learning.
Yes.
So
It's
as
just
you learn
like
skill,
it's education.
Yes.
Actually.
yeah, of course,
Informal education.
So yes, so if your conduct is not in order, you fall out of the system. So either you ship in or ship out. So that is it. So So that's why I said the successful trainees are then grouped into cooperative, and is according to your skill. That is, if you're in tailoring, you guys in tailoring, yes. If you're in agriculture, if you're different of the out of the 65 different skill areas that was covered, that was how cooperatives were grouped in that order. So that the reason for this, for like kind of peer review, for each of them to monitor each other and see that we are progressing. You know, we can say, okay, we can compare notes. Go, how are you? Okay, how are you? This design, can you do this? How are you doing this? You know, kind of creating an ecosystem for the businesses to thrive. You know? So that's the essence of that cooperative. And then it's after the cooperative now that I now come to the business financing. That's the fourth stage.
Okay.
Now in this stage now, like in the first phase of the program, the governor gave 2 billion naira, and then for the start working capital as grants, and then 2.5 billion naira was provided at Anambra Small Business Agency (ASBA) as a soft loan at 9% interest rates. That after you receive the grant, then as you further your business, you assess the loan from ASBA. Of course, you know that commercial banks now give interest percent at 35%. But the governor has made it 9% for Anambra youths, and they had to get about 3 years to pay back. So yes, of course. So it's, in fact, we have been empowered doubly by Mr.
There's no excuse to fail, actually.
So of course. So what else does the youth want again?
You mentioned employing about 20-something people under you personally.
Yes.
So how would you say that this scheme has affected? Because now this is employment.
Yes.
So how would you say it has affected generally society? You know, the young people in Anambra State.
You know, as they said, Mr. Governor, they work and they show. Because statistics is very important in what you're doing.
Yeah.
For instance, we can see his policy in education. And today, Anambra has the lowest number of out-of-school children in Nigeria because of his free education. You understand that? Then now, on the unemployment rate too, we have dropped drastically to Anambra. So all these programs and the other business infrastructure activity too. So all of them has contributed to bringing a massive drop in the unemployment rates in Anambra State, and also youth restiveness. Because you can see that in the last 2-3 years that youths are more engaged in Anambra. Because people have something doing. So that has brought down both the rate of crime. You can remember very well that when he assumed office, 7 local government areas were under the terror of the so-called unknown government. But we can see that today now. Of course, we have he has brought its insecurity drastically down, and those local governments now, life has returned to those places. So it's on the impact on job creation is massive, and of course it's very, very massive. So the data, the records are there. You can check Anambra, where we were 3 years ago in terms of unemployment rate, and where we are today. You can see that the result is showing. So yes.
And the seed capital that was given, was it given according to the skill that you did and how much it would like help you, or everybody was on a flat
the same amount?
So like okay, you know what, that was where I was trying to explain. Because the first phase was 2 billion and 2.5 billion. Yes. Now in the second phase is 3 billion and 4 billion. Now, because we have more people now, we have 8,300 people in the second phase. Okay, there. You know, according to the skill you learned, for instance, you know, like we know there are some skills that probably the equipment to start is more expensive
than the
others. So those things were taken into consideration. Yes, and then because it's a well-structured program, so it was taken into. So it's not a flat rate. The money that has been bought, every money you get is enough to start you up. You understand? And then when you want to further more, depending on the progress you've made, you go to ASBA and then you access the 9% interest loan from ASBA. So that's the funding of the program. So and in the third phase, for instance, where the governor is looking at empowering 20,000 Anambra youths for the third phase, and then increasing the master trainers to 1,000. Currently, there are 634 master trainers. So we don't know how else to thank Mr. Governor other than voting for him massively come November 8th because like the opportunity is very sustainable. This is, like I said, this is a perfect example of this empowerment of Mr. Governor. So it's unprecedented, and Anambra youths are happy for it, and we know that youths of other states are envying us because the testimony is everywhere here. So, and again, on the final stretch, so we have the mentorship program.
So
yes,
after all this, any mentorship, any follow-up?
Okay, yes, the mentorship program, for instance, is where the governor again has engaged business professionals, successful businessmen. Yes, one is in two ways. The one that Unity Business School is coordinating that area where professionals kind of business incubation incubate these businesses to grow. The people who have succeeded in these areas can share their experience with you and tell you, okay, this is what I did before that I failed. Like this I do it differently and all that. So yes, so that is in place. And then the second stretch is doing the community-based mentoring and monitoring. The traditional rulers and the PGs of the community, they asked by the commissioner to get outstanding individuals in each of these community now. You understand, that can be a figure. That can mentor these the beneficiaries of the program. So that was okay. This is where I have farm here. This is where the farm is. I have this shop here, so that not when they give you money, if you fit away with the money. Yeah. So because of the structure of the program, the records and data we have, you're going to say, okay, this is my location. This is my business address, and the commissioner and his team comes to verify those addresses before the money is given. So yes, so the community too is part of the system that will help us to make sure that the money gets to the right people. So
earlier this year, we got a lot of endorsements from different groups to Mr. Governor going for election in November 8th. I think I saw that. Wait till you write the company.
I think.
So yes,
SYPSG.
I saw a very, very massive crowd of testimonies going from one youth to skill and this body endorsing Mr. Governor. Tell us about it.
Okay, well, first and foremost, the SYPSG, is the Smart Solution Youth Preneur Support Group. And our slogan is SYPSG Smart Youth Preneur. It's a Smart Youth Preneur, Smart Homeland. And when you say Smart Homeland, you say solution is here.
Wow.
You understand? So, what it means is that, of course, it's only when you have smart youths that have a smart homeland.
Yes.
And that is the intention of Mr. Governor, creating a prosperous, livable Anambra where people can work, live, and learn. He said that he wants Anambra to be a destination, not a departure lounge. With the facility now, of course.
Yes.
So that's saying what it was. So, we now said, okay, after all these good things that the governor has done for us, the beneficiary, both the master trainers, you understand? We said, okay, no. Let's give back. Before people say, let's give back to the society. This time we're not giving back to the society. We're actually giving back to our benefactor.
For society.
The governor.
Most time when you say give back to society, it's just like less privileged. But this time around, we're not giving back to
your benefactor.
We are giving back to our benefactor, who in turn will now use us to give back to the
society.
Yes,
that's such a wise move.
Yes, because the thing is that we came together as beneficiaries and said, okay, let us find a way to thank Mr. Governor. And then we now told Mr. Governor, okay, we want to train 1,000 Anambra youths free of charge. You understand? And yes, in consortium with the Honorable Commissioner for Youth and Sports, Patrick Ayamba. You understand? Because that is our father. Why the governor is our grandfather. Because that is the yes, so because he has played a fatherly role to make sure that not just that they give you money. He even calls you, how is you, what's problem you're having. So the commissioner has been very, very played a big fatherly role in the program. So when I said, okay, these 1,000 youths, we want to train them for free, so that Mr. Governor should not pay us that we did for free. Of course, he knows how much he pays a master trainer. Now times it by 1,000. So to say, okay, no, let's use this money to appreciate Mr. Governor. So that's the essence of the 1,000 youths that are being trained for free currently in Anambra,
ongoing
across all the 21 local governments area of the state. Yes, it's just to say thank you, sir, for what you have done for us.
So when
And
you say
then-
for free, you mean for free that government
You will not pay
Yes,
the
not pay
master
the master
trainers.
and even those that are still
And
under
again,
the one
people-
you two skill don't even pay the master trainers. The government pays the master trainers directly.
No, I said that in the master trainers, for instance, the governor paid master trainers to train people. That's why I
Okay.
said it's a sustainable skill. But this one now,
people
the-
on that don't pay a dime.
They don't pay a
now the
dime, still
master
free of
trainers
charge.
has benefited both in the first phase and the second phase. When I came together and said, we want to thank Mr. Governor that we want to train 1,000 people free for Mr. Governor.
So they should not pay
appreciate
you
him.
guys.
Yes.
That are the master's
So,
trainers.
yes,
Okay.
that's this SYPS you are saying now. The solution youth product support.
Mm.
So in a way to thank Mr. Governor, we said we are training this 1,000 youths free to Mr. Governor.
Mm.
And then they were collected, the traditional rulers, the president generals of different territories. That was all the 181 communities and 350 political ward. People were selected across them to be part of this 1,000 people that were training for free, Mr. Governor.
Mm.
So then we talked about the endorsement stuff. Yes, you know, the endorsement was just a way of us completing a process.
Mm.
You understand? Because we know that the process of Mr. Governor's re-election has begun, and they were just waiting for that day to just crown him officially because there's no contest, of course. So it's just we now saying, okay, this is the political season, to tell Mr. Governor that we are 110% with him, aligning with him. So we came out to tell the world that this is where we are,
Mm.
that this is where we are going. Even though the program is not a political program, but every human being is a political animal, and we cannot just sit there and watch the people who don't like Anambra say so many things about Mr. Governor, but things that that are not verifiable. So we said no, this man has tried. Let's tell the world what he has done. That is why the SYPSG came into being, and we have our marshals. About 5,000 polling units in Anambra. Yes, SYPSG members, we are going to position in each of these 5,000 polling units across the states because we have the numbers. The governor has empowered 5,000 people, he has empowered 8,300 people, and he's going to empower 20,000.
20,000.
So, accumulatively over 41,300 beneficiaries from Mr. Governor. So, of course, and we have 5,000 polling units in Anambra. So, of course, we are going to man each and every one of them.
Wow.
So that is it. So we just want to tell Mr. Governor that we are grateful for what he has done for us.
So I'm actually curious. How do you fix your timing for training? Because I think there could be some students that are part of this one little skill. So
Yes.
how do you fix the time to accommodate everybody?
Yes, just like you said now, because we want people to have a skill. Do you understand?
Excuses.
Yes, you understand. So that's why Mr. Governor has said that everybody must be on board as long as you fall within the age. So there's flexibility for students. Do you understand? Because the master trainer has the time. They expect to start by 8 to 4. You understand? Depending on the location you are in. So the students now, we discuss with your master trainer. And so, okay, sir, this is my lecture schedule. Do you understand?
Okay.
Because you know that Saturdays, of course, you don't have any excuse for Saturday.
Yeah.
So you see, this is my lecture schedules, for instance, to make it flexible for them to accommodate the students. Then, when the students has told you their area, their lecture schedule, you in turn get back to the ministry.
Okay.
So that the ministry now fashion a way to accommodate students. You understand? So don't want to be producing graduates without skill. You understand? So so that's why we are carrying them together. As they're having their formal education, they are still having this, should I say, formal, informal skill.
Not be informal too.
Okay, let's say it's formal too, because instead of you to collect certificate at the end of the training, you collect certificate.
Certificate.
So we can say that's why I
Sabi.
said formal, informal. So we'll give you certificates at the end of what you there to
To
skill.
skill.
But on the overall, everybody that is on board is taken care of, and it's made flexible to make sure that everybody who comes on board benefits, is not left out of the scheme.
Alright. Some people are still doubting. Some youths are still doubting. How you want to convince person to stay their house? We say they doubt. Say another opportunity is on the line. They should grab this opportunity right now.
Yeah, of course. Skepticism is a very bad thing,
Yeah.
So when you're a skeptic, you always you keep missing
Opportunities.
So the thing is that Mr. Governor has made it very clear that he's in his own manifesto. He said that he will be creating 1,000 youth millionaires every year. So you have to hold leaders by their words, hold them accountable. So this is what someone said during the campaign. He's doing it, and then you're still doubting it. It's for you to come on board.
Maybe I was from Mr. Governor to give them 1 million.
No, actually, from what the government, Mr. Governor is even giving more than that. Cumulatively, he's giving more than that. Yes. But I told you this finance comes in 2 ways.
Yeah.
The grant and the soft loan.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So cumulatively, the government gives more than 1 million naira. Do you understand? So, but the thing is that, people has been used over time to this kind of feeding bottle empowerment, where they bring you guys in one room,
feed them.
where they bring you in one room for 1 week, and they at the end of the day share 100 for a 50. No,
Palliative.
you understand? So the
Rice
governor say that this has to be sustainable.
Yeah.
You understand? You have a skill that can set you up. So you must have the humility, the patience, the time to come and learn.
Yes.
Because like I said, the master trainers were carefully selected across the states, almost the best in their different areas, for you to learn. Because even if you go to those master trainers individually, you can't even pay them. Most of them.
Okay.
You understand? Some of them have an academy and other, but because of the love they have for Mr. Governor, and then they said, okay, let's come and be part of this to make sure that we change the narratives in youth empowerment in Anambra State. Understand? So, and Mr. Commissioner Patrick Ayamba too has been on ground. Like I told you, he visited the 634 training centers in the course of his monitoring. So these are the ways they work together to make sure that they get the results for Ndi Anambra.
And talking about making millionaires, during the last gathering of the youthpreneurs, how many millionaires did you cite inside the hall?
Oh, in fact, we've lost count of our millionaires now.
Wow.
Because the normal, this is a youth program. Yes. So there's a youth slang that inside your area, another area they inside.
Yeah.
So inside the millionaires, other millionaires are springing up because the trainees. I'm talking about the master trainers. The trainees, most of them have been doing very well. So in fact, maybe what we'll do, we are going to take a comprehensive data of the millionaires that Mr. Governor has churned out so far. So good. So because he said 1,000, but on the so far so good, there are about 11,000 he has created. So far so good. By the time we finish the empowerment of second phase, you understand, you can see that Anambra State will now become a hotbed for skill. So yes.
And it has also most people that come from timid areas.
Yeah, that's it. Because just like I said, every community, has a training center. Every political ward, Mr. Commissioner went to Nzam, as the inside, difficult reach areas. Was at Nzam, was at Edoma, Dolumbanasa, was at Osomala. But these are the difficult terrains we have in Anambra State. It was at Obo, it was at Liulu. Yes. So despite the challenges of getting to this area, he got there. So every community in Anambra has a beneficiary and a training center in one you to scale.
So is it possible that people that don't know about this want you to even
like just the lawyers will tell you that ignorance is not an excuse. In law, of course, you ask your neighbor, you tell somebody. Do you understand? Neighbor to neighbor. And so of course, when you see your friend is going somewhere every day, you ask, oh boy, where are you going to? So by that, it now gets the knowledge. Or even if you didn't participate in the first one, you didn't participate in the second one, the third one is coming. And the third is going to be very massive. 20,000 youths to be empowered. Do you understand? And they are increasing. Because we had in the first phase, it was a 40 skill area. The second phase, 65 skill area. So this third phase, they are scaling up to over 80 skill areas. So of course, it's going to be a massive. And
it cuts across hard skills, soft skills.
Yes, but you have the ICT skill too, where you have the Anambra Register tribe. They are doing their thing there. So we have anything. This governor, as long as you want to be a useful youth, he has created all the tools, all the materials for you to be useful.
Talking about being useful, during the president's visit,
Yes.
we saw you. I saw you, my two colloquial eyes. You're speaking to Mr. President. Is that one of the opportunities of being part of the youthpreneur?
Oh well, that is
I like that laugh.
But it's also Mr. President.
that's a lifetime opportunity. Do you understand? And just like just that. Before Mr. President, I had a super handshake with Mr. Governor, which I have enlarged. If you come to my house, then my parlor, the first thing you see, in fact, after I shake Mr. Governor, in fact, for 3 days, I don't wash my hands. For 3 days. So I have enlarged it. You just enter my house, the first thing you see is the solution handshake. So I think then the solution handshake from there. We're now catapulted and see Mr. President addressing Mr. President. So that is an opportunity that is a lifetime, not just a lifetime opportunity. You don't understand, but a very special occasion in anybody's life.
Yeah.
Do you understand? To be choosing to address Mr. President in a state like ours.
And in his speech, he also acknowledged the youths.
Yes, you understand. So that means he's accept that in Anambra, our youths have been productive.
Yeah.
Our youths are, being progressive. Yeah, so at least that was a huge acknowledgement from Mr. President for us. So I think it's a big win for all the youths in Anambra State. And it's just an avenue for us to keep pushing and keep getting better at what we do. And just
All right, your final words to Ndi
Anambra.
Anambra before we end on the podcast.
Okay, yes, my final word to Ndi Anambra is that, we have all seen the achievements of our dear governor, Mr. Charles Soludo, CFR, Odenibo Agwata, Odenjinji Agule, and I personally call him a political mbuze of Anambra State because he has bulldozed everything in his way to get to this level. Because, when you have a leader that is very impactful, it shows. He said solution is here. It's not just a slogan, it's a mantra because we are living the life here because he's trying to make sure that in every aspect you find yourself, you provide a solution there. So I think that's a very key thing because he has brought back value to Anambra. We are youths now. They say that hard work pays.
Yeah.
They say that easier for Kirego.
Yeah.
You understand? With that menace, he stopped and make people know, okay, fine, that for me to make money, I actually need to be productive.
Yeah.
I need to, have to, either you're selling a product, it has to solve a problem for you to make money.
Add value.
Yes, add value. You don't just sit in your house. Because even if you're sitting in your house working from home, maybe your system, so you're not sleeping on your bed and waiting for money to fall from heaven. So my final word to Anambra is that let's support Mr. Governor. Because they say in Igbo lands that Osita Demma, not the Bible. Mr. Governor has come. He's showing the way. He's leading the way. He's saying all the right things and doing all the right things. So we'll support him. So that come the 8th of November, all the people that don't have a voter's card, please go and get a voter's card. But the only way for us to appreciate him is to come on the 8th of November 2025 and vote massively for Mr. Governor. This time around we are targeting 326 over 326. That Mr. Governor is going to clear all the political wards in Anambra State. That is the target. And the machinery, his work will speak for him. Because then every local government area, he has so many projects going on. So
even if you don't get project that they see, you get one you two skip project.
Yes.
Yes, minus the youth now, for instance, you can say youth, at least there's a road in your community.
There's something.
A school, there's a health center he's fixed.
Yeah.
There's water he has put in your
facility.
Minus the youth. Even if you say you're an old man, for instance, you drink those water, your children go to those schools. So, and then the free healthcare program, the free child delivery, so free education from primary to secondary. Of course, what are we talking about?
Bursary for tertiary.
Of course, what are we talking about? So, he has everything is there just for him to be coronated on the 8th of November. For me, there's no contest.
Coronation.
There's no contest.
Is it a coronation?
Yes, there's no
All
contest.
right, thank you so much. I hope you don't carry the yam when they consider people.
Yes, so
never reach the side for harvest.
No way. This we are in. This is June, May. We are May.
May.
Yes, so
June.
our harvest is at least from August. There
Remember
we
they
go.
wait for the one.
Anyway, yes, of course. Now I'm going to get you a yam that is your size.
Wow.
Yes, I'm going to
How
get
about
you.
me?
Eh?
I don't want the yam that's my size, but to be small.
No, the one that's bigger than you.
Okay.
Yes, but
I
I'll
would
get the yam
appreciate
my
that.
size. The one that's bigger than you. You probably will get you a fish that is your size.
Okay, that's nice.
So
I like fish.
This has given, One YouTube Skills has given a great opportunity to the youth of Ndi Anambra.
Yes.
Like you said, it's free.
Yes.
Nobody's paying shishi for anything.
No, not at all.
Yeah, so for person where they ask, where is it? No, there's no money. You're
Don't
not
say,
paying
"I don't have
anything for
money."
Anybody, anywhere.
Mm.
At all.
It is free, just like SID is free.
Free.
We had some youths from the SID, and they told us that you will learn the skills she learned, that you have to pay 3.7 million outside.
Mm.
But Mr. Governor is giving it out for free.
Free of charge.
But one youth to skill, it's free. We know that we want to go and learn tailoring right now. We're spending around 300 something thousand.
Yes.
Not talking about the materials you buy and everything.
Mm.
Just to register to start learning basic tailoring. No be to start to do corsets, basic tailoring.
Mm.
So now we are going to do this for
Free.
This is what we want you to skills. and
With
do.
qualified tutors.
Yes, qualified and good tutors for that
Yeah.
matter, trainers. And then there are people are training 1,000 youths right now for free.
Yes, we're training 1,000
So-
for free now.
What are you waiting for, yes? Are you waiting for me to bring tea for you? I don't get you. Listen,
Yeah,
the governor has a skill, two skills,
Two
give to
skills.
you
Yeah.
to grab it. This is why we come to the end of today's podcast. I'm very sure that you're convinced in your soul. How they say John for debate. With these few points of mine,
We
you'll
hope
be able to
convince and not confuse you.
that you should go now and take a sleep of one
Yeah.
YouTube skill and register. Go online, go to their page and know how best you can help yourself out and to be a part of this. I think SID is still on their 1 million tribe.
Yeah.
Anambra. Go there. Go there. Go flog
And
this
tell a
guy.
friend to tell a friend.
My name is
Please
Uche
tell
Chukwu.
somebody about it.
And thank you so much for joining us today. Please make sure you subscribe on the channel and share it to your friends.
Thank you. My name is Favor Asiro, by the way. And like she said, make sure you pick a form today. Tell your neighbor to don't be a bad neighbor. Very important. Thank you so much for joining us.
Voices of Ndi Anambra, our pride, our voice.